Welcome to the PI Guy, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. My name is John Morris. I am a licensed professional private investigator. Now, what are the biggest challenges that you find in marketing your PI business? For that matter, what are the biggest challenges you find, period, in anything with your PI business? Go down in the comments below and let me know. And let me know some of the challenges that you have overcome as a PI and how you did that. Now, last week we started a multi-week series on marketing for private investigators. This is our second part of that multi-part series. Today we will look at one of the ways to get the biggest bang for your buck with online advertising with the quickest results. I will also go through some of the details of a new online campaign that I started to give you an idea of how it works for me. Now go down below really quick, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. That really helps the PI Guy channel out a lot. Now, one of the fastest ways to get your PI business marketing moving forward is with online advertising. In my experience, I have found that Google search ads are the best way to do this, but this has to be done with careful consideration, or you could end up spending a ton of money with little to no return on your investment. The first thing that you will need to do is create a Google Ads account. You can do this at ads.google.com. This is also where you will set up any ads to be run on Google. Now, this is not meant to be a full tutorial on Google Ads. If you want me to look at doing something like that for you, let me know. This is more of a quick recap of how it works. Once you have your account set up, you will first want to create a campaign. Now, I highly recommend that you take the slower is better approach for this to ensure that you know what you're doing and to make sure that what you're doing is working as expected. It is really easy to jump in head first and get too many things going all at once and get lost in all of it. There are a lot of moving parts to Google Ads, and they change often as well. Now, your campaign is something simple, sort of like an identifier. Give it a name that will help you remember the focus for that campaign. Maybe something simple like surveillance advertisements. Once you have that, then you can create an ad group. Your ad groups are more specific, so maybe the first one you create is infidelity ads. I highly suggest you start with one campaign, one ad group until you are more familiar with the process. Now, in your ad group, you will be setting criteria such as CPC or cost per click. I always suggest to go with CPC or cost per click to begin with. For me, this has provided the best results. When you set the value for the cost per click that you are willing to pay, it will usually tell you if your value is too low, meaning you have competitors out there that are willing to pay more than what you are willing to pay. If you are in a highly competitive market, that cost per click will go up. Now, when I do this, I set a max cost per click and a max per day spending limit. So for example, I may set my max per click at $3 per click and my max per day at $15. With these settings, I would spend at most $15 a day for 5 clicks on my ad, which will take potentially 5 customers to my website. Now, this does not guarantee you 5 customers. Now, keep in mind that translates to $105 a week with that max, but that can really add up, folks. Do not put numbers in there that you cannot live with. There is no guarantee that any of those clicks will become paying customers. That is why I highly suggest to start small and work yourself into it slowly so you understand what is working and what is not working. Now, the big secrets of keywords for Google Ads is coming up in just a few minutes. Go down below, click that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button for me really quick. You will also need to create your ad here. The ad needs to be specific, and it has certain limitations. In your ad, you will have 3 headlines. Each of these headlines are limited to 30 total characters. You want to use as many of these characters as you can without spamming things. And it must look nice. It must make sense. These headlines are what show at the very top of the ad, usually separated by that pipe symbol or those long, tall black lines. Next, your ad will have 2 descriptions. Think of this like 2 paragraphs, but Google may display them in any order they wish. The same goes for your headlines. This is nice, so your ad looks a little different each time that it's displayed to a potential customer. Your descriptions are limited to 90 characters. Again, you want to use as many as you can, but it must look professional and not be spammy. So an example may be something like this over here. Headline 1. Denver Private Investigator. Headline 2, Infidelity Investigation Pro. Headline 3, call for free quotes. Description 1, we are Denver-based private investigators who specialize in infidelity investigations. When you need it done right, you can count on us. Description 2, covert surveillance is what we do all day, every day. Don't trust your investigation to just any private investigator. Now notice, the headlines, I can get away with capitalizing every first letter in every word. Not all caps, but emphasize on the first letter. However, in the description, this is a huge no-no. I also use certain keywords that target my customer's search, like infidelity, private investigator, and surveillance. You will also have a place in there where you put your website URL and your phone number. Now that is fairly self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into a great deal of detail on that right now. Okay, now the fun part with keywords. Go down below really quick, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. That really helps the PI Guy channel out a lot. Now after you create your ad group and your ad, you will then put in keywords. This is one of the most important parts of running Google Ads. You must have a good idea of what keywords your potential clients may use when searching for your services. Now, nobody ever gets up in the morning, sits down at their computer and says, I wonder what keywords I'm going to use. You know, it's a little more spontaneous. Most people know that the search engines are pretty good at providing them sites that will interest them. Now, keywords can be single words or specific phrases. There's also this thing called exact matching keyword phrases. Exact matching means the person must type in exactly what the phrase is. So a couple of keywords that might be used is private investigator, infidelity, cheating spouse. But if you just put those in like that, then anybody searching for, let's say, private investigator who cheats on his reports may see your ad, and this person is not likely to be a potential client for you. We want to always be targeting potential clients, not just everybody out there. So I always narrow that down to specific, exact phrases that I think a potential client may use when searching for my services. Now, Google delineates these exact phrases with those brackets. Anything in those brackets is an exact phrase. So if I put in a keyword in brackets of private investigator, then somebody in the search must type in those exact two words, private investigator, in that order. So if they do that, then they may see my ad. Usually I try to drill this down even further, something like private investigator surveillance in brackets, or private investigator near me in brackets, or how to hire a private investigator in brackets. These are things that somebody may logically type in when searching for a PI. You could go to the shotgun approach, which I absolutely do not recommend, and that is just fill up all your keywords with partial exact phrases like private investigator, cheating spouse, other things like that. In highly competitive markets, many times this is what you may be up against from your competitors. They're throwing everything at the wall, they're seeing what sticks, they're trying to answer every call, and they hope that they can close as many deals as possible while they are spending thousands of dollars a month. A good strategy to help you keep your cost per click down is to target less common keyword phrases, like some of those exact phrases I mentioned earlier. How to hire a private investigator. How much does a private investigator cost? Private investigator near me. These longer-tailed exact matching phrases narrow the audience down, but may not be targeted by those that are taking that shotgun approach. I will also leave a link down below for Google's How to Be Successful with Google Ads page. This is a great place for you to start to understand how it all works. And you might also want to watch a few videos out there on YouTube about mastering Google Ads. There are tons of video that will help you step by step as you work through this process. Now let's discuss the most important thing that you can do with all of your advertising. First, go down, hit that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button really quick. Now, the most important thing that you can do with all of your advertising is to measure its success. The first thing you need to do is ask every single new customer, how did you hear about us? If they just say online, ask some questions. Put your PI hat on and try to get as much information as you can without seeming too pushy. They might say online, but that doesn't tell you if they saw your ad, or they saw you in organic searches, or they read an article about you, or they found you in a directory somewhere. Track this information in a spreadsheet or a document so you can reference it. Track the date, the time, what they called for, and where they got your information. Now you can compare this information to what your ads are doing, when they were running, what words you were using, and you can see what's working. You also need to go to your Google Ad stats and review them frequently. Now, probably not hourly, but at least daily to begin with, and later, maybe weekly. See what is going on. For instance, I just started a new campaign on Monday for a very niche service that we provide. I got a call yesterday, and the client said that he saw my ad. I also saw on my stats I got a click, so I know where that client most likely came from. I also see I had another click, but I only got one call. So that other click could be a potential client or not. Another stat that I see is views or impressions. So I see that 15 people saw my ad. So 2 people clicked, so now I know my percentage of ad clicks was 13% for the day. When I explore my keywords, I can also see what keywords garnered those clicks. Now, not only do I see what keywords got me clicks, but I also see what keywords got me views or impressions, as they call it. This shows me what keywords are working and what ones may not be working. After a period of time, maybe 2 to 4 weeks, I can start to whittle down some of those keywords and phrases to fine-tune it even more. Okay, now you may not be in a position where you can invest a lot of money up front in advertising. I understand that. I totally do understand that. When I got started, I had very little capital to put into advertising, so I had to do it the old-fashioned way. And that was to make my website rank well in Google and in other search engines. This is called organic search results. Next week, I will let you in on the secrets to organic search results with Google. Here are 2 more videos right here for you to watch. Go ahead, pick one of them. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Also, my new book, Marketing Basics for Private Investigators, has released. I will leave a link for that down below. Remember, folks, stay safe out there.